On December 29th last year, a car crash near a shopping centre in Singapore killed 2 Filipino domestic workers and injured 4 others when a Bernal catches up with one of the survivors.
She left the Philippines to become a domestic worker in Singapore, hoping to help lift her family out of poverty. And for 30 years, Arceli Nucos focused on nothing but that. She stayed single, working long hours to support her 2 siblings and their growing families instead. Then came a car crash near shopping center Lucky Plaza last year, which left her with critical injuries she will have to live with for the rest of her life. Only 5% of the nerves in her left leg are still functioning, and medical professionals say she might never walk normally again.
I'm nadaganan ng gulong itong legs ko. Kaliwang leg. Kaya durog yung buto. Sabi sa akin, it takes time to heal the wound. Kaya yun, nag-10 months nga ako doon sa hospital eh. Dahil hindi gumagaling-galing yung mga sugat ko.
It's been a year since the crash, and the 57-year-old is now back in her seaside hometown Caba in northern Philippines. It's been a rocky road to recovery this past year. She's battled recurring wound infections and braved multiple surgeries. And she's had to come to terms with the tragic news that while she survived, her younger sister, Arlene, died from the same car crash. News Arceli received when she was in her 7th day in the ICU. Arlene was also a domestic worker in Singapore for 3 decades and was Arceli's best friend. On the day of the fatal crash, the 2 sisters were planning to send money back home.
Nakita ko nakabulag ka doon. Akala ko nga walang nangyari sa kanya eh, kasi nga walang dugo, parang tulog lang ba. Yun. Tapos yun. Nandun ako sa ilalim ng kotse, tinatawag ko yung pangalan niya, nagpapatulong ako sa kanya. Yun. Tapos yun nga, hindi ko alam, ganun na pala nangyari sa kanya.
The long months recovering in the hospital were hard, but Arceli found joy and motivation in the small things.
Mga employer ko laging bumibisita sa akin, mga kaibigan, mga mahal ko sa buhay, mga kapatid, mga pamangkin, gano'n. Binibisita yung tuwing linggo, gano'n. Pag-day off ng mga kaibigan, yung amo ko naman, kung may time sila, pumupunta naman, gano'n. Yung mga nurse din, mga bababait. Yung karamihan din sa kanila, mga Pilipina din eh. Yung positive thinking. Kasi mula nung nasa hospital ako, yun na ang kwan ko eh. Hindi ko masyadong problema yung pagka-hospital ko, gano'n. Positive lang, laban lang, gano'n.
Her younger brother Reynaldo says Arceli's strength has always been a source of inspiration. And now, it's time for the rest of the family to support her. The siblings grew up poor, but their fisherfolk parents taught them the importance of being there for each other.
Inspired ako sa ate ko dahil kahit anong klaseng hirap, nilalabanan niya. Siyempre yung the best na pag-aalaga namin, mag-ama, mga mapamangkin. Kung anong naitulong sa amin, dodoblehin namin ngayon dahil ang kanyang kalagayan ngayon, doon kami para matulungan din namin yung ate ko. So, hindi namin ni-expect na ganito mangyari sa kanya. Ganyan ang buhay. Talagang ganyan ang buhay. Nangyari ng lahat. Suportan na lang sa bawat isa sa amin.
Arceli says she's not one to wallow in grudges or despair. Despite all that she's been through the past year, there's much to be grateful for. The donations that poured in, the companionship of friends, and the enduring love from family.
For many
say the year 2020 is a year of turmoil and loss, but car crash survivor Arceli Nucos encourages others to focus instead on what they have gained. Her story, she says, is not so much a story of loss, but of survival and getting back up again. Arceli believes this is her second chance at life, and that every single step she takes today, imperfect though her gait may be, is a miracle. Her best friend and younger sister, Arlene, she says, would agree. Buena Bernal, CNA, Cabala Union, Philippines.